Hello, all of my beautiful little unicorns. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special message by the universe that was meant to find you. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name's Vanessa Somuayina and I will be your psychic medium for today's message. Alright, let's see what the universe and your spirit guides have prepared for you today. Dear you, this message was meant to find you and heal you. This is your sign not to give up on your dreams. Trust yourself again and have faith. This is a reminder that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. There is a particular reason and message you were meant to receive. It is what brought you here. Listen on and you will understand why. Alright, so let's get into your reading and figure out precisely why you're here today. I'll just place your letter from the universe right here. But now, let's get into your reading and see precisely what needs to unravel for you and what you've got to hear today. First up, we've got flexibility as well as happiness. The universe and your spirit guides are trying to say to you, you are here to be reminded of how being flexible will make you happy again. You have been so hard on yourself. You've been so hard on getting a very particular outcome in your career, in your private life, in your love life, that it may have taken away all of the fun and happiness out of day-to-day life and out of the journey to becoming the most successful version of yourself. Remember that happiness is something you can practice. Happiness is a choice that you can make. And the more flexible you are on outcomes and results in your life, the more you will have the opportunity to be happy, excited, and content every single day, because you are allowing for the right outcome to come to you at the right time. You know when you really want something and you end up not getting it, but you get something way better instead? That's exactly what I'm getting here. That's exactly what I'm seeing within your reading. Next up, we have got taking risks. The message you're receiving is to take that risk, to be flexible in your life when it comes to taking risks, because there's no better time for you to go after your dreams and aspirations than now. You will never, ever regret the risk of betting on yourself and betting on the life that you want to create, a life of freedom. I see that here with the eagle. Take a risk right now. If you were wondering whether you should start that YouTube channel, whether you should start your business, whether you should learn how you can create more freedom in your life for yourself, the simple answer is yes. There is no better time than now. Just to create a little more space, I'm going to put our letter outside of the video frame. So with taking risks, what I am seeing here is be flexible when you take risks. Sometimes you will have to launch before you are perfect. So launching your product, launching your business, whether it's coaching, whether it's your own book, whether it's your yoga training, I want you to know here that it's actually way less risky for you to launch before you feel ready, because that way you can get data, you can get feedback, and you will get better as you go. The next message that we're receiving is this oak tree, and it is a message of protection. If you were worried about whether you are protected, your ancestors, your grandparents, they are protecting you. I want you to know here that you were meant to be divinely protected, were in fact chosen by the universe, by God, by whatever higher power you may believe in, to be one of the warriors here who is protected and is meant to fulfill their mission of helping people, of being there for people. And many times you may wonder if you're ever going to make it. You may wonder if you're on the right path. This is your confirmation that you are on the right path, and that rather than striving for perfection, strive to be so flexible that you can be happy in every single moment of your journey to success. Next up, we literally have confirmation by the universe. It couldn't be any any clearer, we've got a message of success for you. Success is destined to be yours. Success is what's coming next. Success is your destiny. There is a reason why you're here, why you have received this message, why you received this letter, and why this Black Panther is showing up to confirm to you, you are protected on your journey to success. You are protected regardless of what it is that you want to accomplish. Dream big, do it big. Go for your big dreams and don't be afraid, because fear is the only thing that's holding you back, and there is nothing to fear other than fear itself right now. I see here within Pluto, so I'll just call it a heavenly body, since astrologers and astronomists are kind of torn between whether this is a planet or not. Pluto is connected to the zodiac sign of Scorpio, in case you didn't know. It rules Scorpio. Scorpio is a very intense water sign, and what this represents here within Pluto is a rebirth is taking place. If you're feeling weird, if you're feeling like your body isn't yours right now, you're feeling like you're going through so much healing emotionally, but also physically. Like sometimes you don't even recognize yourself when you look in the mirror. Some days you're like, wow, who is this confident, hot boss person? And then some days you're like, why am I feeling so down and out? Why am I feeling so fatigued? I got enough sleep. I ate reasonably healthy. Why am I going through these emotions? That's because you're going through a rebirth. You're going through a transformation in a spiritual sense. You're going through a huge time of enlightenment, of change. And I want you to know that during this time, your energies will be tested. So it's not unusual when you're going through a spiritual rebirth and transformation to feel more tired, to feel more lethargic, to feel a little confused at times, even though you're doing the self-care, you're healing, you're journaling, you're eating your leafy greens, you're having the nuts, the proteins. I want you to know here within Pluto that this is a sign you're going through a transformation that others can't see, a transformation that's happening from the inside out. And this actually also represents the death of your old self. Pluto, the Plutoid, is the ruler of death and rebirth. And showing up within your reading, this means that an old part of you is coming to an end, so the new you can shine through. Next up, we've got Chiron. And one thing I'm noticing is Pluto connected to the number 27, and here in Chiron we've got 28, which is highly unusual for the cards to appear within order. Chiron is an asteroid. Chiron is a heavenly body of healing. Chiron shows up as the wounded healer. That is what it was depicted as in ancient scriptures and texts. And Chiron, being the wounded healer, is the type of person that even when they are wounded, even when they are tired, even when they are down and out, they still find ways to heal others. That's what I'm seeing reflected in you. You are the type of empathetic person who has dealt with toxic narcissists. You have dealt with people who didn't cherish you, who didn't appreciate you. And even when they showed that they don't appreciate or respect you, you still gave as much as you could. You still fought for the relationship. You are the type of person where even if you have no money, no resources, no time, you will still find a way to help another person in need. But Chiron is a reminder, as you're going through your rebirth here in Pluto, to focus your resources on yourself, because you are just as deserving of those resources as anyone that you so willingly and freely give your resources and your love and your care to. Next up, we have got the 4th house. The 4th house is the house of your home. The question is, in which way does your home need a revamp and a rebirth? We've also got the number 42 that showed up. 42 is a number that will come up in connectivity to your home. Maybe house number 42, perhaps 42 is how much the new vase that you want to purchase is going to cost. Because one thing I'm getting here is that it's time for you to go through a rebirth and healing of your home. If you have been tolerating clothing, pieces of furniture, as well as decoration that is just not you, that you just don't like, that doesn't resonate with you anymore, but you've been putting off splurging or spending on your home and your environment, this is your sign to go shopping. This is your sign to actually go through a complete revamp of your home and a rebirth of your living space. Because as you're changing from the inside, you will see that you need that reflected on the outside. And the changes don't have to be massive in you getting a new home. Of course, if you would like to, one thing that I'm getting here with the window and the crescent moon is that moving home is a great time. It's a great project for you to do right now as you're receiving this reading. As soon as you're done, go onto your local websites, look at homes for sale, for purchase, as well as for renting. You will be surprised at what you are able to find that resonates with you. But if that is not what you're doing immediately, know that if you have this urge within you for change and you feel something is happening, you can actually heal yourself and comfort yourself by revamping your home, getting fresh sheets, throwing away anything clothing-wise that you haven't used in over a year, getting rid of things that just feel like they are the old you and they remind you of exes, they remind you of people who mistreated you. It could be family members, it could be people you went to school with, it could even be friends who gave you a gift. You're not friends with them anymore, but the gift is still hanging around in your home, and that is perhaps still energetically affecting you. So it's time to get rid of that. The squirrel spirit is a reminder for you to believe in yourself. If you've lost self-belief along the way and you sometimes sit back, you think of your younger self, you think of you when you were 8 years old, when you were 15 years old, and you remember a specific event. For me, it was, for example, when I used to go to karate, I was so confident. It gave me such a boost in energy every time as a kid when I was like 7 or 8 years old. It was one of my favorite things. I used to love my karate teacher because he made me feel like I could do anything. And sometimes I think back and I'm like, I need that self-belief. I need little Vanessa energy and self-confidence again. And you may have that in yourself when you think back, little Gloria, little Jenny, whatever your name or alter ego name it may be, even your second name. I want you to believe in yourself the way she would believe in herself, the way they would think, I can do anything. Of course I can accomplish my goals. Because one thing that happens the older that we get, the more that we get used to patterns and routines, like going to work, going to school, thinking a certain way that does not always serve us. Remember, happiness is one of the first messages that you received, and it is the focal point of your life moving forward. That is what the universe and your spirit guides want you to focus on. Focus on being happy. Focus on thoughts that serve you. Focus on thoughts of believing in yourself, because those are thoughts that serve you and that do good for you. You are able to choose your thoughts. It takes a little bit of practice, engaging in more meditation, journaling, self-reflection, and watching long-form content just like you're doing now puts you in the top 0.1% of people who are not just out for cheap dopamine hits, but who are actually investing in their mental health and in believing in themselves, and they are investing in their mindset. This is healing, this is self-care, this is self-development, and you are one of the few people who are actually taking it seriously enough to do it, to engage in it, to make it a part of your routine. And the more that you choose the thoughts of believing yourself and content that doesn't make you feel self-conscious, such as what we are doing right now, right here together, building yourself up, seeing different perspectives, the more your self-confidence will grow. And as a result, the next message we've received is the Badger Spirit, which brings a message of being fearless and bold. It couldn't be more fitting with the Squirrel Spirit. It couldn't be more on point with what you are being called to do and to believe in and to exude energy-wise right now. If you are receiving this message, you're still here, you're still listening in, this is your sign to trust and believe in yourself, to be fearless and be bold, regardless of whether other people believe in your dreams and believe that what you're doing is right or not. This is your time to go after your desires. Remember that the people who are making you doubt yourself will not have to live with the consequences of you never having gone after your goals, of you never having lived and fulfilled your dream life. If you get to the end of your lifetime and you never actually lived your dreams, who is going to have to live with that regret? Who is going to have to live with knowing that you could have, but you didn't have the courage to? Or you could have tried to start that business, but because you were worried of what others would say, you never did it. Because you were worried that they would laugh at your YouTube channel, or your attempt at a podcast, or your attempt at an online business, a coaching business, a health and wellness business, that people wouldn't take it seriously. Now is your time to not let for those thoughts and fears and for other people to stop you anymore. You've done that long enough. You are not going to give them all of that power and all of that control over you. Next up, we have got community. Quite literally speaking, community is the best way for you to overcome these urges to give up. And what I love within community is that when you have people lifting you up, when you have people supporting you, when you have other people on the same journey, you can accomplish so much more. And as this has showed up so organically within your reading, I urge you to check. I have created a community of aspiring entrepreneurs in the health and wellness space. I hang out in the circle every single day. If you love these messages, if you find them uplifting, inspiring, if they actually motivate you to change your life, to get up, to get things moving, and you would like readings like this every single day, but in a tiny group tailored to exactly what you need to hear, check out my circle below in the description box. You're gonna love it because I post in there every single day. Community is so valuable, and it gives you so much strength to actually take that step forward and pursue your goals. Another thing about community is that it holds you accountable. So when you have someone who's checking in, who's asking you, hey, how is it going? Have you set up the website? Have you made the email address? Have you posted the YouTube video? The difference between success and feeling unsuccessful is just procrastination and not taking action. Because the truth of the matter is, even when I started my YouTube channel, even when I started readings, I wasn't sure. I dealt with imposter syndrome. I didn't know if my intuition was really that on point like I believed it to be. It took repetition and putting myself out there and just fearlessly creating for you and getting your feedback in order to really understand all of the blessings and gifts that I had to offer and how important it was to share those. You have the same within you. But in order to really find confidence, you need to communicate, you need to put yourself out there, you have to be in a community. There's no better way for you to get to success on an absolute fast track. Next up, we've got blessings. This message is showing up at this point in your reading for a divine reason, and it is to confirm to you the more you are in a community of like-minded people, the more you will attract blessings. You become the 5 people that you spend the most time with. If you spend time with athletes, chances are you are going to become a lot more engaged in doing healthy activities, sports, walking, eating more healthily. It will rub off on you. If you hang out around entrepreneurs, very successful people, all of a sudden you will start to see opportunities for entrepreneurship to build your business, and you will get so much amazing information and insight that will ultimately just make you more successful. It's natural. It is the law of manifestation. We attract more of what we're around. The type of energy we surround ourselves with, it has an influence on who we become and our future. If you hang around someone who is mega positive, you will feel better than hanging around someone who is constantly complaining. And as a result, you will attract better in your life. You will take action differently, which changes the entire future that you have ahead of you, which changes the entire trajectory of your life. We're not always aware of it, but every decision we make in every moment shapes our future, just as you being here. filling up on healing energy. It is shaping your future. Next up, within standstill, your guides want to communicate to you when your blessings come to you, when you have these big wins, these things that you are supposed to celebrate, like you finally written and published your own book. You have finally created your own online course. You have finally started that business. You have finally been able to be as successful as you've dreamt of being. You will have this urge to go on to the next thing, which is why you're receiving this message in your reading. And it is to tell you, don't do that. Take a moment to stand still. Take a moment to celebrate your accomplishments. The thing with you that I'm getting in your reading, the message I'm receiving and that I'm seeing throughout your reading, it keeps being repeated, and that is the fact that you don't celebrate yourself enough. You don't celebrate your successes and your wins as much as you could. You are often far too humble, and you keep yourself a little too small because you don't want to seem arrogant. But a person who is worried about coming off as arrogant usually has nothing to worry about in that department. Just as sometimes when you deal with narcissistic, toxic people, you worry that you're one of them. You read about narcissism on the internet and you're like, oh my God, some of these traits apply to me. Am I a narcissist? Trust me, a narcissist is not on the internet trying to learn about narcissism and then actually reflecting on their behavior, asking themselves if they are a narcissist. So I can confirm, and oh, we have a card that popped right. Did you see how that just like literally bounced off as I was trying to reach for it? So this card is going to be super impactful. But to finish that message, you're not a narcissist. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to you becoming arrogant or too overly confident. You are one of those people who is supposed to be more confident. Now let's reveal this message, my gorgeous soul. Okay, hydrate. Who is watching and is completely dehydrated? Who is watching right now and needs to be drinking water with electrolytes? Who is watching right now and is literally already on the brink of being completely dehydrated and isn't able to focus and is feeling lethargic within their body due to that? Also know that being dehydrated and being hungry, those are two very, very similar emotions. And sometimes you may think that you're hungry, but actually you are just dehydrated and it's just time for you to drink. So you've been called out by the universe. The reason why you were meant to receive this reading is clearly also to tell you to go hydrate, to stop playing around with your health, go and hydrate so you can also better understand what your body wants from you. If you are constantly dehydrated, you might think to yourself, oh, I'm really hungry, or I'm always so moody, or I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why I've got headaches all the time. I've got migraines, or my skin isn't really good. Well, my gorgeous soul, it may just be because you're not properly hydrated, and perhaps you also need more salt. You need electrolytes, you need salts, because when you drink too much, you actually flush out a lot of minerals in your body. So drinking has to be done right. I know it sounds so weird, like how can you drink wrong, right? It's almost like, how can you purchase a pillow and have an instruction manual for it? How can a pillow not work? It's like, how can hydrating not work? And one thing that I'm getting here within hydrate is that you need more salt, more electrolytes so that your body can feel fueled. Get the electrolytes that don't have all of the added sugars within them. Those are not good for you. Those are just going to make you have cravings. Get the good quality electrolytes that are just pure electrolytes. Come back in one of my upcoming videos. Tell me how your life has changed, because this is exactly what you need to heal from the inside out, hydrating yourself properly. Next up, we've got watch a movie. Okay, so you need a little bit of time to relax. You've been overworking. We've got this cat with your mug of coffee, tea, hot chocolate, watching a movie that has been on your watch list for a very long time. Perhaps you even have a service such as Netflix or so, but you just haven't tuned into it in a really long time because you've been so focused on yourself, on work, on self-development, on healing, perhaps even spending time with another person, that you haven't been watching what you want to watch, but you have been more engaged in what other people want. If you are a parent, you may completely lack and struggle with taking time for yourself, and that may make you feel really guilty. This is your sign, this is your permission to do you, to watch a movie, to have a movie night with yourself, to relax with yourself, to allow yourself to just lean back and enjoy a moment of serenity, of doing nothing, of drinking a beverage of your choice that makes you feel comforted, something warm, and to watch a movie that takes you completely out of any worries that you have right now, any overthinking, any insecurities, but to just be immersed and escape into another world. Yes, watching movies is a form of escapism. It is a form of being immersed in a different reality. And it is also a great way for you to shift your energy, for you to shift your realities, because it happens so effortlessly and seamlessly. Next up, within Look for Fairies, you're going to find that actually being immersed in an amazing movie, and this also happens if you read an amazing book, is that all of a sudden anything seems possible. You know, when you watch a movie and it just feels so good and so real, even if there are supernatural beings in them, that you feel like this has to actually exist somewhere on this planet, and you almost slowly start to think, perhaps you are this supernatural being too. Perhaps you have these kind of vampire, siren, fairy types of fairy and psychic types of superpowers, because you just have felt so immersed in the scenes. And it is not just a wonderful feeling to have, it is necessary for you to get out of just being an adult and adulting and taking life so seriously, and actually enjoying life more. Next up, we've also got sound healing. This is such a beautiful message to receive, because as of recently, I have been following an amazing sound healer on Instagram who reached out to me. Hope I don't forget to leave her Instagram below in the description box. And when I see these sound bowls, I think of these beautiful sound bowls that she has been using. When we receive this sound healing message, this is a sign that you have a sound healing class, a sound healing get-together or seminar near you that you are being called to attend. Do something out of the ordinary and connect with new like-minded people. Like-minded people just like you, who live between being very spiritual, very in tune, but also living within the quote-unquote real world, also living within society's norms and standards. Other people who are trying to navigate through society the way that it currently is. Other people who are going through these struggles of feeling like they too are stuck between two worlds, a very free, liberal, fun world, and then also this feeling of everything being mundane and in patterns, and you almost being forced to be in a 9-to-5 type of lifestyle that isn't actually natural or healthy to you, because you should just be somewhere on an island, living in a tiny house, in a tiny beach hut, owning a bikini, having nothing else to your name, but still everything that you need, feeling confident within your body, getting all the vitamin D in the entire world, drinking out of coconuts, and just frolicking along the beach with your pet pig that you go for swims with. Next up, we have got long distance. Speaking of that, I do see here that when it comes to love, love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. I'm getting two messages right here. If you are in a relationship that is long distance or temporarily long distance, don't give up on it. Know that true love knows no distance, and that there will be an adequate solution for this. And furthermore, another message I'm getting is long distance in the form of past loved ones. You have a loved one that is thinking about you, that wishes you well and wants you to know that they are watching over you, they are protecting you. They see everything that you have done. They see the work that you put in when no one else is watching. They see how you are a good person, even when you are alone in the room and nobody else is watching. Nobody else would know that you took an action that perhaps would. Nobody would know that you didn't properly clean the space, tidy up, or complete the work you should have but you still do it because you are just a pure soul, which is also why you are protected, which is also why you are destined for even more success than you have experienced up until now. Furthermore, we have received the doorway within your reading. What this represents is an opportunity that's about to present itself that leads to a new person. You've got a new person coming into your life. You have this doorway opening up for you. And when a doorway opens up, that means there is a new opportunity. That means that someone is going to enter your life. A new person is coming right in. Sometimes a doorway can mean a new friend. I always underestimated the power of friendships until I myself opened the doorway for beautiful women, ladies, goddesses to now have filled my life with so much joy and love, but also opening the doorway for a potential partner. Especially if you have been comfortable in your own skin and your own body, you may have been building up walls to not allow for a partner in who is going to be destructive, and rightfully so. You shouldn't allow anyone into this sacred, beautiful space that you have created who doesn't respect it, who's not going to take it seriously, or who is maybe even going to go on and hurt you. You have to protect yourself. In this day and age and in this climate, come on now, you must be joking if you think I'm going to give you the advice to just open your heart to all, love all. No, I want my unicorn family to be protected. I want you to be safe. And there are a lot of people out here who don't deserve your heart, which is why we need time. We need to open the doorway to allow them to prove themselves, to allow them to prove that they're worthy of really knowing you and your kind, pure heart. Next up, we have got settling. Avoid settling for less than you deserve in love. This message couldn't be more timely, it couldn't be more fitting, it couldn't be more accurate for this point of your reading. Avoid settling altogether. Avoid settling for less than you deserve, because guess what, my gorgeous soul? Settling is not your destiny. It's not who you are. It's never been you. And sometimes you may feel as though, oh, am I expecting too much from friends, from creating a friend circle of like-minded high achievers, from being with someone who really cares about you, who truly loves you, and who shows you love in a way that you can receive it. Because one of the things that I know a lot of you have been experiencing, because I read it, you DM me, you comment, you let me know, you ask for private readings, is that sometimes people will gaslight you and they will say to you, yeah, but I'm showing up, I'm here, aren't I? So obviously that means I care. No. If you know that your person's love language is, for example, acts of service, words of affirmation, perhaps it's touch, it's gifts, it's spending quality time together. If you are not allowing for the person that you claim to love to experience love in a way that they can feel it, you are not being a good partner. And anyone who is trying to make you just settle for love the way they want to give it, even though they know that's not the best way for you to receive it, that is a pretty selfish way to go about things. Because let's just think about it. Wouldn't you give someone that you love the type of love that you know they want the most and they desire the most and they crave the most? Obviously you would do that. So you deserve the exact same in return. You deserve someone who gives you love in the exact way that you love to receive love. Next, we've got attraction. You are attracting the right person at the right time into your life. If you have been wondering about whether you are attracting the right person, if you have been wondering about whether you're on the right wavelength, you are, especially when you're in your not settling energy, especially when you've come to this place of understanding your worth and your value, and you are so strong in the fact that you're not going to compromise unnecessarily for someone who has no intention on compromising for you. Compromise is a two-way street, and we are not these people, and I'm just going to move these cards to make more space for more messages because I'm getting so many more messages that are coming through for you. Coming back to the fact that we are not the type of spiritual woo-woo people who feel like everyone just has to compromise for us, or who just feel like compromise is something that should never happen. Compromise needs to happen when both parties are compromising. And for example, you like to spend your Sunday mornings going on walks. Your partner may prefer to stay in bed, for example, and then one weekend you just stay in bed, the other weekend you go for a walk, you go for an adventure. It has to be both sides. The issue is often what happens is one person always gets the shorter end of the stick and always ends up compromising, while the other person always gets what they want. And that's exactly what Spirit is telling you not to tolerate. Next up, we've got Connect with Crystals and Master number 11. In connecting with crystals, if you have been thinking of adding crystals to your collection, new crystals, more crystals, this is your permission. This is your permission to go on a shopping spree for something like this that elevates your life. A lot of you already have everything that you need in a material sense. You've got the clothes, you've got a safe, secure home, you've got food, you've got all of the fancy little things that anyone could actually wish for, and still there can be a hollowness or an emptiness. And that is where your spirit guides are saying to you, get yourself things if you like to shop, if you like to consume, that are meaningful and that you can use. You can meditate with crystals, you can use them as ornaments in your home, you can make an altar with your crystals. You can use, for example, books by reading them, learning from them, and growing from these items. You can use, for example, therapy, coaching, online courses without feeling like you're just spending money being a consumer that is getting more and more stuff that isn't actually changing how you feel, that isn't actually healing you or contributing to a better existence, to a better life. So if you like the feeling of consuming, of buying things, there's nothing wrong with that. The earthly realm is part of human existence. It's part of life, and you're allowed to enjoy that part of life. Don't deny yourself of it, and don't be hard on yourself about it. But perhaps it is time for you to look at how you're consuming and to consume in a way that actually makes you feel really, really good and that actually serves you and does something for your life by elevating you and elevating your life. Next up, we have got the turtle spirit. The turtle spirit brings the message that slow and steady wins the race. There's a reason why you're still here listening in, and it's because you were meant to hear this message. You were meant to still receive this about slowly and steadily getting to your goals and being this person that is able to actually do delayed gratification, which is what a lot of people, they can't do. A lot of people, when they see an opportunity for quick money, a quick relationship, just like a quick dopamine fix, they will go for that rather than the long delayed gratification that all of the most successful people have built empires on. And the thing is, when you are not giving in to this type of quick gratification, this quick buck, if you will, you become extremely powerful in your being and extremely powerful in your energy. You become unshakable and the type of person that nobody really wants to mess with, honestly. And when you have this energy, when you exude this don't F with me type of energy, your life becomes infinitely better because you get off the floor. You are no longer a doormat. And I love that that's what's coming next for you. Next up, we've got the 9 of Materials, which in the traditional tarot, it corresponds to the 9 of Pentacles. Let's just make sure that's all in focus. There we go. You remember how we spoke about the material realm? Well, the 9 of Pentacles is the 9 of the element of earth. The element of earth corresponding to the pentacles or materials, whatever you'd like to call it. It actually means that we are speaking here about everything material and finite, which is time, energy, money, material things, and resources. The 9 of Materials shows freedom. It shows liberation. It shows that the more you own and have, the more successful you are financially, the more money you make, the more you actually just don't care about designer things, about expensive things, about looking rich, basically, because the more free you feel to just travel and do the things that you want. And you actually realize that owning less gives you more freedom, because owning too many things, be it a really big home, a fancy car, a lot of clothes, a lot of items, they need upkeep, right? And things can get really cluttered. So the more successful you become, the more you're actually finding freedom in the simple things and in less. And next up, we've got the Queen of Materials in reverse. So it's literally like your Queen of Materials is leaving your life. That's why this card is showing up in reverse. It's like the part of you that felt very attached to material things, the part of you that felt like you had something to prove, like you had to have certain brands and clothes and items in order to show that you are successful, or in order to show that you are worthy, that you have made it. That part of you is just slowly dying down. It's slowly becoming a thing of the past, because you're not hanging around those types of people anymore who prioritize material things over experiences and feelings and relationships. You're just not in that space because you're just maturing to a degree where all of that stuff doesn't matter. Like, you would rather have quality over quantity and just have the things that you need and be happy with those, and focus more on your growth from the inside out. Focus more on who you're becoming rather than what that looks like or what that signals to the world. So coming back to the message that we received for you, I hope that this all made sense now and that this was insightful. I hope that you now understand why you were meant to receive this message and why you were drawn to this healing space on the internet. Wherever you are on our gorgeous planet, know that I'm sending you so much love right here from Zurich, Switzerland, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings.